It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home.
Hey there, friends. Welcome to Weldon Home. Today I'm going to be making something wonderfully delicious for you for your Easter table, and it's definitely a tradition on ours, and hopefully it will be for you too. So today we are going to be making something that requires grated carrots, and I do not recommend buying the pre-grated carrots. I recommend standing there and actually doing your own. And the reason why is that the pre-done carrots are kind of dry and they end up not melting into the cake batter like they should. And you probably guessed what we're making today is carrot cake. And it's the perfect treat for Easter. It's one of our favorite cakes. I've made this as a wedding cake before. It's a really, really simple cake, but it tends to be just so classic that everyone loves it. So there we are. That's gonna be about 2 cups. Then you're gonna need 4 eggs beaten, and you want them at room temperature. And these, of course, are farm fresh. They literally just were laid today, so I didn't have to do anything to bring them to room temperature. They just were. The boys went and collected them for me, and that is the ultimate. And then to that, I'm going to need 1 cup of oil. And so that's not quite a cup. There. So 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of oil, and 4 room temperature eggs. So here are my 2 cups of sugar. And you could use sucanat, which I have never used before, but someone was telling me it's a much better sugar replacement, and that's probably better for you and probably tastes really good too. I got some to try, but I haven't used it yet, so I'll do some experimentation with that and get back to you on that one. So I've had so many of you reach out and tell me that you've been trying my recipes. That makes me so happy. Please comment down below if you've made anything and have loved it, have had any trouble with it. I'd love to troubleshoot with you and see if there's anything I can do to be helpful. My very best friend's daughter got married and asked for this cake for her wedding cake, so it's a really, really delicious cake. So there are all of our wet ingredients together. Now I'm going to get together our dry ingredients. This is 240 grams of all-purpose flour, and then I need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, which I keep in this Tupperware and not the green one. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I've been keeping my baking soda in a Tupperware too, just because it gets so lumpy here. So we'll see if it's any better. And a teaspoon of baking soda. Still pretty lumpy, but I was getting such big lumps. And a teaspoon of baking powder. And this, I just do this so that I avoid having to put things through a sifter, because this is just easier. So then I'm gonna take my Danish dough hook, my dough whisk, and get that to come all together. And you're gonna see this is just literally the easiest thing in the world. Oh, I do need some cinnamon. And probably about that much, which is a little more than a teaspoon. Probably closer to a tablespoon, but if you don't like it as spicy, you can get by with about a teaspoon of cinnamon. Up to about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon is really good. Now I'm just gonna make a little spot in the middle of my dry ingredients. Darkness can never So there you have the batter. I mean, how insanely easy is that? Comes together in no time at all. And I have preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and I am going to do 2 rounds and make it like a stack cake, but you could also do it in a 9x13 that you've greased. So one of the things that's been especially hard this week is finding any time to exercise. So I'm just getting ready to go out for a run, which I like to do every single day. I think it's just really good to get my thoughts together and take some time in prayer and sing some worship songs and just get my blood pumping. How do you ladies who do full-time work and full-time home duties, how do you get that done? And also, how do you do your laundry? It's amazing. Those are the 2 things that I have found most hard, is that my laundry is not folded and my body is certainly not exercised. So if you guys have any tips in that direction, let me know how you squeeze it all in. I'm sure I probably just need to get up earlier. All right, those are ready to go in. You can see they didn't get too full, and they're only gonna take about 15 to 18 minutes in the oven. While I wait for that to happen, I'm probably gonna go for a quick run.
Right in the wind of your spirit, holding fast to your mane. Lion of Judah, in you death is gain. Oh, unleash your spirit, flow like the waters. Righteousness rain down and cover the earth. You are the shepherd, walking before us, laying your life down. You keep us safe. You keep us, 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 you keep safe. You keep us, you keep us, you keep safe. You keep us, you keep safe.
So I just pulled these out of the oven, and they took about 18 minutes to get to this point, and you want to just make sure you don't overcook them. I now am going to take just this piece of board and cover over it with a piece of tin foil. This is how I like to do my cakes, because then they're transportable. I can put it easily into the fridge on just this little plate, and then I'll go ahead, smush that down, put it up there. And I will put my first cake layer there just so you can see. Try and center that. There we go. So I don't worry too much because it's just the family. You can level that if it bothers you. But tonight it's just us. But if you wanted to, I would just take a bread knife, and you can just get that little bit off if it really bothers you. And sometimes I do that just because then I have a little taster. So if I was gonna taste, I hope you can't hear our lawnmower, but it is getting to be springtime and everything's growing like crazy. So it's really, really nice. So this is just a little top taster, and that should sit flat. Let's see. That's good enough. That's good, not enough. And then we'll go ahead and make our frosting. This frosting is just, I put it on cinnamon rolls, I put it on carrot cake, I put it on red velvet cake. Today I don't have any fresh oranges. I do like it with a little bit of fresh orange in it, which is how I do my red velvet cake. But I'm just gonna turn this on. It's 1 stick of butter and 1 package of cream cheese. Paul actually bought me this little KitchenAid mixer when my other one petered out. It takes on pretty heavy duty jobs for how little it is. And this is where you get all of the texture for your frosting. So don't skimp on this part. It's really important to let the mixer do its job and get it nice and fluffy. The tang of the cream cheese and then just the richness of the butter makes this perfect for spring. So now you're gonna need 1 pound of powdered sugar. Yes, also known as 4 cups. And just a pinch of salt. And like I said, if you had some fresh orange like we used to in our yard, that would be lovely to put a little orange peel and a little orange juice in it just to give it a little extra tang. And now I'm adding a little bit of vanilla to that, and I'm gonna whip that all up. Again, a little hint of even some lemon would be good. I don't happen to have any of that on hand, unfortunately. And what did I say? My husband asked me not to spend any money, so I'm doing my best. So we're making carrot cake, and I actually have lots and lots of carrots. I buy carrots in bulk because we give them to our donkey. Look at how lovely Lucy just brought me these. All right, let's see how that is. Can you see texture-wise, that consistency? No lumpiness, just pure beauty. So I'm just gonna put a little bit here. So then you never want to touch your utensil to the cake itself. You only ever wanna touch the frosting. So as you spread and take it around and around and around, get a nice even filling coat. So a good friend of mine said, how do you keep your cake from having crumbs in it? And the way that I know to do it is you do a crumb coat, which is a very thin coat of the frosting. I leave my frosting at room temperature. And I just try to seal in all of these little bitty crumbs.
Check out your vantage point.
You see that? So this is how I just get my crumb coat. And if you can get your crumb coat nice and flat, your second coat should go really quickly and easily and nicely. So there, we're gonna call that our crumb coat. We'll come back and get it better after it's chilled. So I had to wait until the next day, it got too dark on me, and I feel like it's really hard to see in these videos unless it's light outside. So it worked out perfectly though, because we've got some girls coming over for a movie night tonight. So I just do a big old everything on the top, and then I start to bring it down, and I'm just gonna leave it really loosey-goosey on the sides here. So then you can just make your little design here on the top. There we go. Lovely. So here you have it, carrot cake from scratch. It really comes together in no time at all, and I absolutely love this cake. I'm sure your family will adore it if you guys like carrot cake at all. Take care, and I will see you on the next video.